Final video of all my collections probably. I doubt I'm gonna do anything else. But anyway, so this is the books. When I finish the books, we'll start because right at the top. It's not alphabetical, but um, another Game of Thrones book. George R. R. Martin, The World of Ice and Fire, The Untold History of Westeros and the Game of Thrones. Right, so it's look at that artwork. Very beautiful. Um, Need to be careful. Actually, I'm just gonna take this. I'm gonna do it there. I'm gonna take this off so I can handle it without it moving about. There we go. So this is what it looks like without it on. But yeah. So this is like basically Amir Starr's writing a history book of the world. So yeah. It actually, I believe, I'm not sure every page, but yeah. Um, yeah, it's uh, because in Song and Ice and Fire right now, in the main story, currently Tommen, Joffrey's brother, is king. Because obviously Joffrey has died. So it says here, this history book is for Tommen. It's been written. So, like, I guess when Joffrey died, the role did like in the context of the books, this was written for the young king, like he's like 6 or something, for him to learn about the world. Obviously they don't get the world of Ice and Fire, until Game of Thrones and stuff. But like in context of like this bit, tell them about the dawn, I love the art on this as well. But tell about the dawn age. I won't keep on saying dawn of age, but uh, in like some of the fantasy people, and then again the artwork. And then it does the Age of Heroes, the Long Night, the Rise of Valeria, Valeria's children, the arrival of the Andals. So it's like got all that history, 10,000 ships, got like all that history right there. The Doom of Valeria, which is obviously long before the main series, and then the Reign of the Dragons, again, amazing artwork. And then this is the history book of Aegon stuff. So it tells you about Aegon, goes through, I'm going to skip loads, but it shows you all about those different kings. Um, Aegon, I've just skipped loads and loads. Aegon the Fifth. Jenny of Allstones was accompanied to court by a dwarfish albino woman who was believed to be a woods witch in the Riverlands. Lady Jenny herself claimed in her ignorance that she was a child of the forest. Like, so, and that's from the song that you've heard from season 8, Jenny of Allstones. Yeah, I think they have the song somewhere here, I think. Or maybe they don't. I guess they don't. But that was his reign, Aegon the Fifth, which I believe is Rhaegar's in. I could be wrong. Is in Aegon that's also on, but like Ares, which is the Mad King. So then it shows him, so you get to see what he looks like in that. And then that's what Tywin Lannister looks like. He doesn't look like Charles Dance. Yeah, so then it goes through that. Yeah, so Uh, this is like, I'll read a little bit about King. You see, this is just to show you that you learn about the Mad King. That's Daenerys' dad. The march of the King's Madness seemed to abate for time in 274 AC when Queen Rhaenyra gave birth to a son. So profound was his grace's joy that it seemed to restore him to his old self once again. But Prince Jaehaerys died later that same year, plunging Aerys into despair. In his black rage, he decided the babe's wet nurse was to blame and had the woman beheaded. Not long after, in a change of heart, Aerys announced that Jaehaerys had been poisoned by his own mistress, the pretty young daughter of one of his household knights. The king had the girl and all her kin tortured to death. During the course of their torment, it is recorded all confessed to the murder, though the details of their confession was greatly at odds. So very clearly, they just submitted it for the pain in the end. And so yeah, so that's just a paragraph, just a block there of more information about the Mad King, Daenerys' dad. And there's loads of pages on it, and it's quite a big book. And then the Fall of the Dragons, so then it goes Year of the False Spring, Robert's Rebellion, and then the end of it, and then his reign, the Glorious Reign. Say, like, they call it the Glorious Reign because it's Tommen's dad. And then the Seven Kingdoms. So then it shows the North, the map, and then it tells you about the North. The Kings of Winter, and it shows like all the houses and stuff. Mountain clans up there, the Craggermen, so it tells you about Winterfell, the Beyond the Wall, and that's the Wall. So yeah, it's like, it's really, really cool, really interesting. Like, the artwork is beautiful, but I'll skip the show you. I'm not, again, I could do a whole review of this book one day, if that's what people would like. But even shows like family tree and stuff, all Targaryen lineage, like all of them. I believe that's meant to be Daenerys, which is interesting. But aside by the shadows, and it shows artwork and information. Laying, like, it's basically Westeros is like Chinese area, that the Chinese, like basically Asia, but they've never been there. So see, there's like loads of stuff. There's like in Africa, there's even zebras. So there's like loads of stuff that we haven't even seen in the show or the books. The God of Yeti, there's like Yeti, East of Ib, where there's like vampire type people, like the bones and beyond, the Shivering Sea, Ib, like that's what where Drogo and that hang out. Yeah, it's really cool, really interesting, love it. I've did too much on this already now. I'm gonna it's now done 10 minutes of just this, so that's crazy. But yeah, I haven't read all this because it's a massive book, but I will eventually. This book is so cool, I love it. It's literally just a big history book of a fictional world. So anyway, it's really cool, love it. That's the World of Ice and Fire. Right, so I'll do another big book. Actually, I might as well keep that book down, actually. So I got this, haven't read it because it's heavily about Season 8 as well. But this is basically it's a guide. Basically, like, it's not a history, it's a guide, but TV show version. So this is like, so there you go. I'm not going to go into great detail about this, but that's cool. But yeah, it tells you about Essos and stuff, but this is a show's version. It tells you details about like how over the show in the intro they slowly changed the intro. Tells you about the show's version of Robert's Rebellion. Again, this is all the shows, so that's why I keep saying the show version of events. So Robert tells you about Robert Baratheon, the right, the rule. It has quotes from different people. Tells you different like things and stuff about King's Landing, House Lannister, and then like pictures. Got the three siblings there. Then it says Cersei Lannister. She's got plenty of pages here. Then there's like a thing of how many glasses of wine they have every season. So there's like stuff like that. Gregor Clegane, Joffrey, so you get it. It goes through every character, tells you information about them. There's like also Cersei's here again because now it's like telling you about a relationship between two characters. Because the other stuff was just about her, like personally, and then heavily like got Cersei in this, like, but so far. But Jaime again, like that season 8 stuff that came out like in 2019, I believe. So like the very end of it. So yeah, but yeah, they've got stuff like that. I'm not gonna go through it all, but like obviously your boy Ned Stark, Jon did it straight after Ned Stark, Sansa, and Littlefinger, their relationship. Tells you about Littlefinger's where he's been throughout the entire show, all the locations, all his planning. So it's like it's kind of like them backing themselves up, going, "No, he did have loads of planning. He had all these plans. He did all this." Shows you where Arya has been all the way through this show, all in detail. She's been the King's Road, the Road to King's Landing, tragedy at the Sept of Baelor. So when Ned died, behind enemy lines, blah blah blah, and then like this is like after season 8, I guess. Next generation of Westeros, House Stark United. That's the final episode. Picture. Again, more season 8. This is heavily on season 8, which puts us off reading this. But they've got season 3 here. They're finally Catelyn Stark. Euron Theon, their relationship. There's Theon's bit, obviously, Rickon Stark, that has literally one page. Euron Theon, Balon and Euron Greyjoy, their relationship. Ramsay and Roose Bolton. Shows you the Battle of Bastards, the actual tactics, the plans. So obviously that's like showing the House Aaron crashed in and kicked in all the people that were that were bleeding the wolf, bleeding the Stark team, and obviously those are all the Boltons. So yeah, and it shows you all the teams and stuff, and yeah, like it's like a battle plan. So yeah, I'm not gonna do any more of that. We've already done like 14 minutes of that. So anyway, so now we're just going through books normal now. Rather than me proper being a fanboy. But anyway, so The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings books. I have not read them all yet. I wanted to reread The Hobbit and I kept on getting put off. I'm about halfway through it. But yeah, I own 2 copies of The Hobbit because of this box set. It was a present. So got The Hobbit, then Fellowship of the Rings, and obviously the 2 Towers, which again, cool artwork, and then so that done. That's them, and I haven't read them, and I will eventually. This is my problem. I keep buying books because I like books, so I have loads and loads of books, but as you can tell, I haven't read them all. Bear in mind, I used to own a lot more books, so I've got more books over there. So actually, there's going to be definitely a part 3 to this. But anyway, then as I was saying in the Blu-ray collection, The Hunger Games, good book. Read it. It's all right. it's a young adult books, but it's good. And then obviously Catching Fire and the final one, which has a movie advertising cover. Yeah, they're alright books. I don't know. Might not enjoy them as much as I read them afterwards. I don't read them now, but I'm not sure. Anyway, now this. Oh, it seems I've got paint on the bottom at some point. This was a beast to read. I mean, look at this. This has this has 1,376 pages. 1,376 pages. It is a beast. They could have like made a third movie out of this. There's loads of I nearly gave up on this book. Right. What happened is, I saw the trailer for the new It, and I was like, right, the 2017, and I was like, right, I love this. I want to read the book. I read the book, then I watched the movie that I've showed you, the 90s one, and then I watched the 2017 one with a friend. It was great. This was difficult to read at times. It's really gross and creepy, like child going detail about child genitals and shit. And obviously, there's a child gangbang at the end. Fucking disgusting. Shouldn't have had that in. That's what happens when you're an author that just takes cocaine all the time. So yeah, I don't know if I'm ever gonna read that again. If I do, I'm gonna skip those bits because they're just too uncomfortable and disgusting. Anyway, I bought this book thinking, oh, this is cool. This will make us look clever. Unauthorized. It says trying to be all edgy. And Game of Thrones psychology. The mind is dark and full of terrors. So it's like they're doing like it's like thinking of how people's minds, how the mentality would be in the Game of Thrones setting. So rating rating Joffrey's psychopathy with a modern instrument. So stuff like that. Is the Boy King a psychopath? Like the talk about stuff like that, and they've got they've got loads of references that prove that they did the research and stuff. So it's interesting. The moon rises with the sun overcoming abuse. So it's like, actually, I haven't properly read through all this. But obviously with me going through abusive relationships and shit, like the trauma and stuff I had to put up with, it might be good actually reading this. Even though I've been through therapy, but whatever. Torture and British legal proceedings. So, okay. Destructiveness. The basic human dilemma. From's freedom versus security. Okay. To kneel or not to kneel, choosing between freedom and security. Life is full of possibilities, negative transfer, evaluating results, implementing solutions, detecting problems. All poor problem solvers must die. A model of winning and losing. There's just self-esteem, just about self-esteem, the hound horrors and heroism. They're just, why do we love survivors? Stuff like that, yeah. It's interesting. I will eventually read it, I'm sure. Right, anyway, we're on to awfulness. What a pile of shit. Don't even have Hagrid in for some reason. It is just lazy, it's just a script. And it's awful. I do not count this as canon, even though I know it is, but yeah. Harry Potter is really unlikable. All the cast is unlikable. Yeah. What a pile of shit. Next book, it's Kingdom Hearts 2 in manga. And yeah, there's all the art style and shit. Yeah. There's not much to say that. I enjoyed reading that as far as I know. That's just the first, because I can remember. Anyway, this is like the final Game of Thrones book, I believe. Oh well, there's this as well. This is little. I got this with like a sword. It's a nice watch. It's tiny little, about each main person in the thing, and it's like, oh look. So yeah, tiny little book. So yeah, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. This is a prequel. It's about one of the kings, but before he was a king, when he was a child. I think Aegon V that did the whole burning of and the Journey of Stone thing. I love what a lovely image. But yeah, it's a good book. I got it for as a like I think it was like my 20th or something birthday present, and then I just didn't read it, and then eventually I did, and I was like, this is good, but not as good as the main series. So anyway, a series that I started in December or January, probably January this year, or was last December. I bought them last December, but I might start them in January. But anyway, I didn't have a lot of time. Well, putting up with Psychopaths or one Psychopath. But anyway, I saw the series, The Last Kingdom. Good book. The character is kind of a Mary Sue. He's very intelligent, gets away with everything. And again, the Pale Horseman, and that's the second book. And then the Lords of the North, which is obviously the third book. All good books. Sometimes I get a bit bored with them, but then they get really interesting. Sometimes kind of drag on, but then they get really good again. Sword Song, then The Burning Land, read all them. Then there's Death of Kings, which I believe is when Alfred dies. Yeah, he's no, I think he dies in this one, but he's dying in this one, I believe. But anyway, yeah. So cool. And then finally I got two more, but there's one I haven't read, so I've read all them. And then I read this one, The Empty Throne, where it's Mercia is the ruler is dead, so they're like, oh, who's gonna be it? Oh, we're gonna have a woman. Oh well, this is very, 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 very early on. So it's like, oh yeah, but yeah, and then they do decide to have a ruler and the people ruler, but yeah, good book. And so that's like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's book 8, and then there's 13 books, and so I have read them all the way through, to a certain point. I think probably like April or something. I just read through them all, and then I just got I was like, oh, I'll give myself a break from the series. So I did, but I saw this in the charity shop in April, and so I bought this. This is the last book. This is book 13. Have not read it, but this is the final story. I do not know. I tried to watch the TV show and I did not enjoy it. I think it's really shit. The first book is literally in the first episode of series 1. It's basically most of it is. But anyway, yeah, I got this because of the movie. I saw this at Christmas 2019. I was like, oh, I'll get this. I really enjoyed the movie and I love Elton John's music. So yeah, haven't read it all though. I've got about halfway. Read all this, enjoyed the book, but it is very he's self-insert, and it's loads of references from the 70s and shit, and loads of real obscure shit I have no idea about. But anyway, I started this, but did not enjoy it. Did not need to be a sequel. There was just a cash grab because the first one was really famous, really popular. The first movie and the first book got really successful, and yeah, did not need to be made. And I will probably eventually read it, but I'm not impressed. I give it a benefit of doubt, but yeah, not impressed. Great book, really love it, really funny, enjoyed it, really, really, really good murder mystery, and so is this. Got them both really great. Got them both first one last year and the second one this year. Shadow and Bone. I started reading this. It's all right. I enjoyed the first season of a TV show. I don't know if there's going to be a second season because I know Netflix was cancelling everything. Then this is like a spin-off. Haven't read these. This is like in the same universe, but that's not the main series, I believe. But they've probably connected like those side books into the main series. They expanded, like putting different characters in. I'm guessing they've probably done that. This is a thriller. Really enjoyed it. Sleep. It's great. Go into a little island next to Scotland or something, and there's a murder and stuff. Yeah, good. There's like you don't know who's the killer and who's not. There's just twists and turns. There's nothing really I can say about this. Yeah, that's that. So yeah. We've got a few books left on this side, and we'll have to go to the big books on the other side of the room. Anyway, so I have not read this yet. Bought this in July, so last month. The Final Problem, another stories of Sherlock Holmes. So now, because I'm currently watching the TV series, and I saw these, and I was like, oh, why not? So I bought this Buffy book. Haven't read them yet, by the way. So the Vampire Slayer, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Deep Water, Ghoul Trouble. These books are probably older than me. The Harvest,